Hello, this is Eileen Thrower, and I'm happy to talk to you today about an overview of scholarly writing. Whether in the academic setting or in the clinical environment, writing is an integral part of professional communication. But writing can be a very daunting task. Most students at Frontier Nursing University are here because they want to become leaders in healthcare as advanced practice nurses. Few nurses enter graduate school to learn to write. However, writing is an important part of the scholarship, practice, and profession of nursing. In this presentation, I will provide you with some evidence-based guidelines for learning scholarly writing. First, remember that learning to write is an iterative process. This means it takes practice. Each time you write, you move towards mastery of the process. But no one ever learns all there is to know about writing. As a graduate nursing student, you will be learning technical writing. This is a style of writing particular to the discourse community in which it is situated. In other words, your writing will need to reflect the standards of not only the healthcare industry, but also of academia. And as if this is not challenging enough, your task will be influenced by the writing experiences you have had in the past. Students commonly bring fear, disappointment, embarrassment, and anxiety with them as they approach writing in graduate school. Others may bring experiences of success, satisfaction, and pleasure from past writing experiences. Regardless of where you are starting, however, learning to write takes time and practice. It has been suggested that adult writers fall into 4 categories: those that write well, those that never could write, those that are hampered by a fear of writing, and those that have not written in years or even decades. In any case, the only way to learn to write is by writing. Remember, writing is simply telling a story. This may be a story of a community assessment, or of the results of a survey, or of a quality improvement project that you have conducted. There are rules that will guide how you tell this story, but in the end, you are simply telling the story. The story that you tell should reflect graduate level standards. This will require significant analysis and critique of the topic in question. It helps to spend time thinking about what you will write before you start writing. Ruminate is a word that we don't use often. It means to think deeply. Ruminating is the approach needed for scholarly writing. Think deeply about the argument you are making. Ruminate about the content you are presenting. Then make and defend your argument or tell your story, providing rich details so it is easily understood. Everyone will approach writing differently. Some students will write in 30-minute increments here and there until the assignment is completed. Other students will work for hours and finish in one sitting. It's also important to consider where you write your best. Do you need total silence with no interruptions? Or do you write better in a busy coffee shop with plenty of background noise? It doesn't matter what works best for you, but figure out what approach does work best and go with it. No matter what your approach, the final outcome should adhere to the requirements outlined in the assignment rubric. As you begin to write your paper, focus on the purpose of the paper. You may want to start by outlining the content of the paper to ensure that you are telling a story which focuses on the assigned topic. Your writing will be guided by the assignment instructions and rubric. Read both of these carefully, as this is critical for success. After you create an outline, flesh out each section of your paper, providing rich details to explain and support your argument. Reading your paper out loud is one of the best ways to ensure it says what you want it to say. Each paragraph of your paper should focus on one main point only. Introduce that main point, expound on it, and then make a concluding statement in each paragraph. As you move from one paragraph to the next, use transition sentences to connect ideas. Your paper should reflect a logical progression of ideas with obvious connections. Paragraphs should always contain more than one sentence. Different opinions exist regarding whether 2 or 3 sentences should be the minimum number, so check with your course faculty or just put 3 sentences in every paragraph to be safe. The structure of an academic paper should look familiar to you. It starts with an introduction, although the word introduction is not included as a heading in an APA format. Background information is presented in the introduction to provide the context of the paper, describe the problem in question, and explain the significance of the work. The introduction should end with a purpose or aim statement explaining what the paper will address. The body paragraphs focus on the main points you are using to support your argument or tell your story. The conclusion repeats the purpose statement of the paper and provides a discussion of key findings. Never introduce new ideas in your conclusion section. Rather, simply summarize key points and then draw conclusions based on these points. For more information about principles guiding the process of learning to write, click on the link provided here. And happy writing!